thing. I'm watching this Teofimo Lopez video, and this guy's a straight up clown, man. He's a compulsive liar. Like every time he talks, you can see the smirk in his face, and you can tell he's playing a social media game. He's manipulating trickery. He's doing all that trickery in his interviews, like dodging the questions, reflecting it back to the interviewer. Like, come on, man. They're telling you that the 140-pound division is getting more exciting, more stacked, and more challenges. And you're trying to say that they don't want to fight you, that's the reason why that you couldn't make the fights with Devin Haney and Subriel Matias. Man, I already said this in other videos that it was not you who makes the fights. It's your promoter, Top Rank. And Top Rank clearly said to Subriel Matias, they don't want to make the fight with you, with Teofimo Lopez and Subriel Matias, because they know that Subriel Matias is going to beat Teofimo Lopez. So that's the reason why they refuse to make that fight. But look at this guy in the interview. He's acting like he's the boss of his career. The same thing. Check him out. Check him out. Look. He's fighting Claggett. Who the hell's Claggett?
Stylistically, this guy is a coming forward fighter. You know, throws a lot of punches. I've seen him stop a lot of fighters. You know, and this guy is #1 in Canada.
#1 with who?
On top of that, this guy's a natural 147 pounder coming to 140.
A natural bum. 147 bum.
And everything else.
Claggett.
This guy is top 15, top 20 in my weight division. So
why you don't fight the #2, Subriel Matias, in your weight division?
We wanted those champions like the likes of Subriel Matias, Isaac Cruz, and even Devin Haney at that one particular time. Devin had that situation with Ryan Garcia. However, the whole Austrian situation happened the way it did. But, you know, we wanted these guys, we wanted to fight the champions to make a unification bout. And they have their own agenda, so...
They have their own agenda. Yeah, your promoter, Bob Arum, has his own agenda. But you won't say that. You won't say that. That's not on Subriel Matias. You refuse to fight Subriel Matias because you listen to your promoter. But if you was a boss, you would fight Subriel Matias and stop blaming the other fighters, saying that the other fighters don't want to fight you. That's just a cop-out. That's just a cop-out. You acting on social media like you're the boss, that you wanted to make those fights, but the other fighters have another agenda. No, your promoter, Top Rank, Teofimo Lopez, has another agenda, and they refuse to guarantee Teofimo Lopez to Subriel Matias, your promoter. So stop acting like you're this king of 140 pounds. You're trying to fight Terrence Crawford. Come on. Terrence Crawford is way above your league. You're not even in his league. You can't even beat Kambosos. This guy's ridiculous. He's a troll.
It's no pushover, no slouch, really.
No
This
slouch.
guy is like a Rocky Balboa movie for him. So, you know, this is my moment right here to really show why I should stay on top and be #1 as I am.
Yeah, man.
Tell you what, did I
Politics.
Man, correct the record. Is this your last fight with Top Rank?
I believe that's Shakur Stevenson.
So Top Rank still owns you.
His last fight, July 6th. At the Prudential Center.
Yeah.
You don't want to get out of Top Rank because they're protecting you.
You know, you just never know. You know, a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are...
Tired of it, Hernando Nieves.
I'm just staying focused right now. You know, I spoke with...
Focus on Claggett. He's focused on Claggett.
Relationships more than ever now. You know, we having a lot of great communication on that end. And for me, I just told him, listen, I just want to stay active this year. Put me with whoever, anyone, I don't really...
Yeah, well, whoever, Claggett. What a contradiction. Yeah, of course, for literally whoever. As long as it's not Subriel Matias. Put me with whoever, Claggett, a bum. Yo, whoever covers for this guy and gives this guy credit for beating only 2 great fighters, Josh Taylor and Lomachenko, but those are the only 2 great fighters that he beat. And this guy, Josh Taylor, was inactive for 32 months. So technically, he beat 1 great fighter, Lomachenko.
Is to have that triple crown, and that triple crown for me is, you know,
Terrence Crawford.
Laugh at that.
Yeah, it's funny.
A lot of people laugh at that. A lot of people say this, so you're not ready, and this and that. But like, these are the same.
You're not ready. You didn't even avenge the loss to Kambosos. You are not ready. You are not about that life if you didn't avenge your first loss with Kambosos, who Kambosos didn't even fight nobody. And he got beat by Devin Haney 2 times, dominated. And he still lost to Lomachenko. He's a nobody. You lost to a nobody.
I want to face. You know, that guy has every type of style that you could really adapt.
You don't deserve a Crawford fight, Teofimo Lopez. You do not. You haven't even beaten the guy that beat you,
Kambosos.
Kambosos.
It goes the way it needs to go. You know, this is his first fight at 154.
That is ridiculous, man. I used to be a fan of Teofimo Lopez, but when he started acting like this, like a diva, and playing games with social media and playing with the fans' mind, and just using the illusion of that he fought active Josh Taylor when he didn't. Like, yes, he beat a great name, but the Josh Taylor that he beat was inactive for 32 months. The only active fighter that he beat that was a great fighter is Lomachenko. That's it. This guy's ridiculous.
I believe that no matter what Canelo does, he's done so much. Really,
so much
in the sport of boxing thus far. He is the face of boxing, and
okay,
people like it or not. So he faces Benavidez. Let's say he faces Benavidez.
He's a legitimate threat.
With Benavidez. People are always gonna say, "Well, he didn't fight Crawford." Then he goes and faces Crawford. He does what he does.
That's such a lame excuse.
Well, he didn't fight this guy.
Yeah, Josh Taylor didn't want to fight Matias.
So obviously Canelo understands his line of work. He understands his career, and the guy is basically saying, "I do whatever I want because I've earned that."
Fight Benavidez.
However, is it an eye candy look for all the fight fans around the world? Maybe not, but there's a point in time where you go from a want to a need, and the guy just needs to just stay active. That's really it. Whoever he faces, people are still gonna sit down and watch it.
But it's not what the fans really want, the real fans.
Maybe those fights will happen. I'm not taking that away. Those are great oppositions. Those are great fights. Those are mega fights for the sport of boxing. It's a great look for us. I'm hearing a lot of, boxing is dying. I'm hearing a lot
because of people like you, because of fighters like you.
To this day,
divas. You're not even active.
Boxing is the toughest sport in the world for a reason.
Yo, he lost his last 3 fights, man. And he's over here talking about Crawford because he wants to cash out. And he wants to cash out because he knows he's not the same anymore. He even said it in the video that he don't got it no more.
Come on, Dale, you don't mean that. I mean, that's a respectful answer.
The respectful answer that he did.
Give us that better.
Look.
On Google search, boxing is the toughest sport in the world.
Look at the way he answers the question. He's such a phony.
For Saul Canelo Alvarez, honestly, the guy's made over $100 million in his career. The guy can do whatever he wants.
Oh, it's only about the money.
You don't mean that. I mean, that's a respectful answer, but come on. Face the smoke. Give us that benefit. That's what we want. You know what? If you were...
What happened to the fans, man? The fans don't matter?
Sure, right here. Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's not bullshit. I believe that, I'm that guy, but we don't know.
You are not that guy. You avoided Subriel Matias, and you're using your promoter as a scapegoat by not mentioning your promoter and making it seem like you offered the fight to Subriel Matias when it was your promoter that declined Subriel Matias and didn't want you to face him. Just leave Top Rank then. If Top Rank is holding you hostage, but you don't care, you want him to baby you.
That was Floyd really on his peak of in his prime, like pinnacle of his career. So imagine that.
He is using the fact that he's still with Top Rank to avoid fighting the monster Subriel Matias at 140. All he has to do is play the game and just keep saying, well, I try to get these fights with these guys, but they have another agenda. No, your promoter has another agenda, and so do you. You like the fact that Top Rank is not giving you a fight with Subriel Matias. They're giving you these easy fights. And the biggest fights that they're trying to make is with Terrence Crawford. And I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't think Terrence Crawford's gonna want to deal with Top Rank. And boxing is a business, and I believe that Crawford is gonna fight Canelo Alvarez, and we're probably gonna get another bullcrap fight with Berlanga and Canelo, which is ridiculous. It's just a name, but it's a freaking no frills cornflakes. It's not the real deal. Like, who wants to see that? Who wants to see that? Like, people that don't really know boxing purists who are real fans, who've been following this sport since the beginning. I've been following this sport since the 80s. I just told you my age, but I still look good, right? I know my boxing. And I know this is just boxing politics. And, you know, Teofimo Lopez, man, he's giving me an ulcer, man. Like, yo, I get so, I'm a passionate guy. I get excited about these fights. But, man, like, the way he's acting, he's going to give me an ulcer. He's getting me so upset because he's playing the politic game. He's playing the mind games with the media. He uses the media and flips everything around. And the boxing fans that really know that he's under a promoter, that he's not his own boss, they know that he's bullcrapping. He's bullshitting. You know? They know that. Excuse my language. I try not to curse. Koki. Steve Claggett. Who the hell is Steve Claggett? I never heard of him. Oh, now all of a sudden because, you know, Teofimo Lopez mentions him, he's a big deal? Oh, he's number 15. Yeah, he's 15. He's not top 10. He's not top 5. He's not number 1. Like, why are you trying to make him sound bigger than what he is, Teofimo Lopez? Claggett is trash. Like, no one knows who he is, but, oh, you're going to say that, oh, he's very tough. He moves forward. He has he throws a lot of combination. What about Subriel Matias, who's in your weight class? He's 140 pounds, the most feared fighter in 140, the boogeyman. What about him? He's number 2. Now he's number 2 all of a sudden because he's fighting Liam Paro. But before he was number 3. Oh, they're trying to make Liam Paro a little bit bigger by making Subriel Matias number 2 now. I think Subriel Matias is number 1. He's number 1. There's no way around that. And he just has to prove it by fighting the fighters and them giving him an opportunity. And I feel like Liam Paro, after this fight, hopefully Subriel Matias can become a household name where he proves everybody wrong. And I just feel that a lot of the boxers, Devin Haney, I think maybe he was going to fight Subriel Matias as soon as if he would have beaten Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia is not going to fight Subriel Matias, even though he did say in an interview, oh, I know he's the real deal, but he's high risk, low reward, but I don't give a F, you know. That's what he said, right? That's what Ryan Garcia said. Yeah, man, I'm tired of this soap opera, man. Boxing media, most of them, a big soap opera. Trauma for their mama. That's facts, Arnaldo Nero. That's facts. And boxing is not the way it used to be, where fighters used to fight every 3 months, every 4 months. It was more, now it's more of a, let me see what big fight comes along so I can retire sooner. And that's basically what's happening. Like, the boxers are not defending their belts successfully like the way Trinidad did 15 times. They're not doing that no more. Yeah, and it gets me upset because I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I keep it real, and I'm watching a fight this weekend. I'm gonna see if I can watch the Tank Davis versus Martin. But if I have to miss some fights from that card, David Benavidez, Antoine Gary Russell, if I have to miss one of those fights to watch Subriel Matias and not miss anything, I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna support my Boricua Subriel Matias, because a lot of people are not supporting Subriel Matias. They're not putting him in the forefront as far as the interviews. You got to go to the Spanish channel to actually hear what Subriel Matias has to say, and you got Liam Paro in the English channel. But there is a boxing content creator that's from England, I think. He's actually giving Subriel Matias his flowers. Shout out to him. I forget the boxing channel, but he has a really good boxing channel. He does the strategies for the fighters, and he does it in his videos. But there's another thing that I heard in the Spanish channel, that Subriel Matias trainer, Panda, bumped into Isaac Pitbull Cruz's father in the airport, and Isaac Pitbull Cruz's father told Panda, Subriel Matias' trainer, that if they was to make a fight between Subriel Matias and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, it would have to be for $7 million. He's finding another way to avoid the boogeyman. You see the bull crap in boxing? It's all about just money. I get it, but man, like make it make sense. If you have Subriel Matias, a fighter that everybody's avoiding, they're giving up on him, like they're retiring, they're not wanting to come around for the 6th round, and they're getting knocked out or they're getting stopped. That's a fighter you gotta promote. But they didn't want Subriel Matias to break into the mainstream. Since the beginning of his career, they did not want a black Puerto Rican to make it in the mainstream. That's probably what it is. Trinidad had connections with Don King. Don King was the hustler. At the time, he was on top of his game. he was able to do that. But you got fighters, promoters like Al Heyman. They only look out for the African American boxers. Subriel Matias said it in the interview, and that's the reason why he left. So then you go to Top Rank. Top Rank always promotes the good boy next door. You know, they had Verdejo, but unfortunately, he just made us look real bad with that case that he had with that girl that he murdered. But you know, ever since then, he hasn't been promoting boxers straight from the island of Puerto Rico. He's been promoting boxers that moved like to Florida, like you know, the good boy next door. Like, he's always trying to promote that kind of boxer anyway. When it comes to a Puerto Rican boxer, Top Rank is not going to promote the hardcore Felix Trinidad, pound your chest, que viva Puerto Rico type of fighter. No, they don't do that. Because, you know, even Felix Verdejo, he wasn't he was proud to be Boricua, but he wasn't the type that would pound his chest and show that boldness of that to represent Puerto Rico the way Felix Trinidad did. He didn't do it like that. But Top Rank, I don't say Top Rank is racist. They're not racist. Top Rank just rather promote a fighter that's more Americanized, and they want to promote a safer, you know, more like a boy next door type of fighter, more Americanized Puerto Rican. They don't want to promote a fighter that goes too hard for Puerto Rico, that represents with that fervor. No. They, you know, and then you got Oscar De La Hoya. You know, I got respect for the Mexicans, but Mexicans do promote boxing better than Puerto Ricans, but that's a fact. I think Puerto Ricans got to step their game up when it comes to promoting. But I feel like Oscar De La Hoya has something against Puerto Ricans because he never wants to promote a good Puerto Rican. And if he does promote a Puerto Rican, it's either he's not that good or he's promoting him to lose, like he did with Angel Acosta. He did a co-promotion with Miguel Cotto to promote Angel Acosta. I appreciate you, Arnaldo Nieves. I appreciate you. I work really hard to make this content as pure and unadulterated as I can, and I try to be as fair, but my passion gets in the way sometimes, and I gotta say what's on my mind, and you know, it bothers me, the stuff that's going on in boxing. Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya, you know, I don't want to get into that fishnet stuff. Put a Dominican flag on. Yeah, he's crazy, man. He's trying to insult Subriel Matias. Like, you know, Subriel Matias is Boricua. He's 100% Boricua. But the thing is, he wants to throw shade on the Puerto Ricans because he lost to Tito Trinidad. Ever since he lost to Felix Tito Trinidad, he just doesn't want no Puerto Rican to shine. He just feels like he wants to get revenge or something, like, you know, because he lost to a Puerto Rican, and you know, he wants to throw shade on the Puerto Rican boxers. But when push comes to shove, Puerto Ricans are very athletic, and we usually are the most gifted when it comes to like fighting a Mexican and a Puerto Rican. They're both talented countries with great fighters, but we usually if you put a great Puerto Rican against a great Mexican, 9 times out of 10 the Puerto Rican guy wins. Yeah, I just feel like boxing is in a different place right now. It's not like when I used to get together with my friends and we used to have a barbecue and we used to get together, like if we were gonna go to a club, or if we wasn't gonna go clubbing, we was gonna watch the fight. Then, or after the fight, we'll go clubbing. But the fight was like the thing that united us, and we was really engaged because the announcers were good too. Like, we got Ferdy Pacheco back in the days in Showtime. Ferdy Pacheco was one of the best commentators in boxing, the funniest, most charismatic Cuban commentators that I really was a fan of his. You know, he passed away, but he was great. He used to say things like to the boxer when he was interviewing, he would replay the video and say, "Yo, he just tattooed you in that round. Did you see that?" He would show the boxer that lost. "Oh, look, rewind the video. He just tattooed you in that round." Like, he would say some funny stuff. And, you know, Howard Cosell, that was before my time. But, you know, there was like a camaraderie. Like, you know, he would go at it with Muhammad Ali, and, you know, it would make Muhammad Ali who he is, and it would make you know, Howard Cosell who he is. And then they would have like a back and forth in the interview, and they would spar rounds in the interview. And, you know, Howard Cosell was witty, and so was Muhammad Ali. But it wasn't no hatred between them. It was just they were both charismatic and intelligent, and they both used to go at it in interviews. But it was great to see that. But now a lot of the commentators, like there's a few of them that I like. I like Timothy Bradley. I know a lot of people don't agree with him, but I think Timothy Bradley, for the most part, he's real. He's honest. He says what's on his mind. Sometimes I don't agree with what he says, but I agree with a lot of things that he says. I think he's honest and he's needed in boxing. Boxing is not it's not honest anymore. Even the commentators are not honest no more. You have commentators that sound like clowns. Like they sound like they don't even know about boxing. And then they have a boxer in the zone. He knows what he's talking about. But the other ones, since they don't know what they're talking about, they kind of throw jabs at him, but they throw like little subtle blows at him. But he always comes back, because he's a boxer. He's actually been in the ring and he's not punchy. So, I know you guys know who I'm talking about in the zone. He used to be a champion and he commentates on the zone. But yeah, he's good at commentating. I think he's good. And yeah, we need more honesty in the sport as a whole, and we need the fights that people want to see. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Like Timothy Bradley, I know he lies. We all lie sometime in our life, but I don't go out of my way to lie. Like if I lie, my wife will know that I'm lying. I'm not a good liar. I know how to tell the truth, but I don't know how to lie that good. Like if I do lie, I don't go out of my way to lie. So when I do lie, I get caught. I'm not good at lying, So yeah, but this guy Teofimo Lopez, like there's people that are defending him, what he does. He only beat two. What's that other guy? Comey. Comey was a powerful puncher, but he wasn't like an elite fighter that everybody was like clamoring for. Like, oh wow, let's go see Comey. Like Comey was a power hitter, but and the only fighter that legitimately that Teofimo Lopez beat is Lomachenko. Lomachenko is the only one, and he was a little bit overrated. He's really good. Like he's really good. He has great defense, but he lost to what's his name? What's that? Orlando Salido, a one-dimensional fighter, beat him. And you can say whatever you want that he was overweight, but if you have the skills, like the way they were clamoring, saying that Lomachenko was like the next Muhammad Ali, I think that's exaggerating. That's exaggerating now, like it's the thing, man. The thing is that some fighters get more praise than others, and Ukrainian fighters, they get too much sympathy because what's going on in Ukraine, right? With Russia. They don't want Russia to illegally invade Ukraine when Ukraine used to be part of Russia. I'm going to get political now a little bit. But I just feel like they did the same thing with Puerto Rico, and nobody cares about Puerto Rico. They illegally invaded Puerto Rico, right? United States. But that's the hypocrisy of the United States. They don't want Russia to do the same thing that the United States did to Puerto Rico. So like, let's call a spade a spade. Stop being hypocritical. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. You can check out my music if you want to hear all my, political stuff, and check out my TikTok. I got a lot of videos in there and singing videos too, doing music, but I also got political stuff on TikTok. And my new single for Red Moon Music is going to be part of a compilation album in Puerto Rico that before the elections. And the song that I finished releasing is called Cansado del Engaño, Tired of the Deception. It's talking about everything that's going on in Puerto Rico, what the United States did. And I sing on the hooks and I rap on the verses, but the song, I just released it today. So if you want to check out by Tony also, Cansado del Engaño, it's going to be, I'm featuring on Red Moon Music's album. He's Oscar Santiago from Puerto Rico. He's a producer. He loves my music and he's always wanted to work with me. He's been a big fan of mine and he finally got to work with me. And I'm being part of his album, compilation album. I'm going to do another song called Go Home Gringo. That's another song that I'm working on. But check out the single right now that's available. I just released it today. It's called Cansado del Engaño. I released it on my platform and he released it on his platform. So follow Red Moon Music and Tony also. Check out the song Cansado del Engaño, Tired of the Deception. It's a dope song. They got some bomba. They got a lot of nice little hip hop and bomba mixed with it, and a nice R&B soulful melody in the chorus. Yeah, man. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all those people, man. They're exploiting our the tax exemptions of Puerto Rico. And if you see people that are going to Puerto Rico that are not Puerto Rican, and all of a sudden they're like saying, "I love Puerto Rico." No, you love the tax exemptions. You don't love Puerto Rico. You don't care about the culture. You care about exploiting the culture. Anyway, this is not a political channel. This is a boxing channel. So I want to stay true to that. What I said to one of my fans that follow me, he had a good point. My wife said the same thing. I want to keep it strictly boxing, but I'll say things as far as like if you want to check out my political stuff, check out my TikTok, check out my album, The Prodigy by Viso Campos. Check out Unite the Tribes by Tony Also. That's a really good song about Grito de Lares. I talk about everything, so check that out. So I'm just, I promote my music on this channel as well. Yeah, so check out my content, subscribe to my channel. Don't be ashamed to comment or like or, just get involved. You're my family. Everybody that's part of this channel is my family, and I want to send a shout out to Vic Season Sports. He's been showing me a lot of love in his channel, and I respect what he does as well. Subscribe to my channel and click like, click love. Appreciate all the support I'm getting. Some people like what I say, some people don't, but I really don't care. I'm here to tell the truth and inspire somebody. Because if you're afraid, you will never take the chance to do something that's right because you're too worried about what people think about what you're going to say. You should never be apprehensive about anything you need to say. As long as it's the truth, God is going to use you. And you got to be bold and you got to be courageous. One love, one love. Everybody, Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to my channel. Subriel Matias this weekend. I predict 8-round knockout. It's going to be a tough fight in the beginning, but I feel like it's going to be a feel-out process in the first 3 rounds. Liam Paro is going to probably get the upper hand to a certain degree, not like dominate, but just have like a little bit of his way in the first 3 rounds. But I think after the 3rd round, that's when Subriel Matias is going to cook him. That's my prediction, and let's support Subriel Matias. After this fight, when Subriel Matias beats Liam Paro, I'm going to get a Subriel Matias shirt. I'm either going to make it myself or I'm going to order it from him, from whatever outlet he has, because this is going to solidify his status for me. He's going to fight a boxer, even though he beat a boxer before, but they're talking really highly of this guy. So, yeah. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be me, giving him honoring him for what he's doing by me getting a shirt. Yeah. All his haters always talking about his defense. But this guy, Dadishев, was a big deal. They were making a big deal about him. God rest his soul. He would beat Teofimo Lopez. He would beat Devin Haney. All those guys. Dadishев. The guy that Subriel Matias, unfortunately, lost his life in the ring, Dadishев. But that guy would have gave problems to any of these so-called elite boxers. Trust me. All right, subscribe to my channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Check out my music. Cansado del Engaño. The new single. Red Moon Music. One love.